Hey guys, I'm going to show you guys how to create a Bollinger Band indicator from scratch, and we're also going to add, it is going to add a triangle above or below when we extend beyond, kind of as like a buy or possible buy or sell signal. So first thing we're going to do here is we're going to type in indicator to create the indicator header essentially. So first input is the title. I'm going to just call this Bollinger Bands. And then I'm going to create a short title which will show in the top left when we have the indicator on. I'm going to just put BB for a short name, and then overlay we're going to set equal to true since it is going to overlay. Next thing that we're going to do is we are going to get the length. So we need a length for the SMA that goes in the center. So I'm going to put length, set that equal to input.int. So this will allow the user to input an integer, and we're going to set this by default. As you can see here, def value or default value, we're going to set this equal to 20. So by default it'll be 20. Set the title of this to SMA length. Now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a minimum value. So we can do min val and set this equal to 2, just so that people can't make it 1 or less, as there's really no point to do that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the multiplier. So there's going to be a multiplier for the standard deviation calculation. So I'm going to do multiplier, correct. Multiplier equals input.float. So we're going to input a float for the multiplier of the standard deviation. So I'm going to set this by default at 2, and then title this standard deviation multiplier. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set a minimum value of 0.5, and then a step, which is how much it increments if we don't type in a number and we just click the up arrow, down arrow. I'm going to set the step equal to 0.01. Okay, so now that we have those, to get the SMA, I'm just going to do SMA and set that equal to ta.sma. So we're going to use the SMA method, which is built in, and then we input the source, which is going to be the close, and the length, which we got from user input, and we're going to put length. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the standard deviation. So I'm going to set the standard deviation to be equal to ta.stdev, which is another built-in function. Same thing, close, and then the length. So now that we have this, we can calculate the upper band and the lower band. So essentially, both of them are just going to be the SMA plus or minus the multiplier times the standard deviation we got here. So for the upper band, set this equal to SMA plus the multiplier times standard deviation. And then for the lower band, it's going to be the opposite, SMA minus multiplier times standard deviation. Now to plot this, we are going to do plot, and then we're going to open the parentheses, and I'm going to first input the SMA, and then for the color, I'm going to do color equals color.new, open parentheses, and I'm going to do color.yellow, and then comma 0, and then comma, we're going to do line width, and I'm going to put the line width by default at 2, so I'm going to make this line a bit bigger, and then title, I'm going to set this equal to SMA. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the chart so we can see the SMA. There we go. So now we have a 20 length SMA by default. Now we're going to plot the upper and lower band. So I'm going to do plot, same thing, but instead of SMA, we're going to do upper band, and then we are going to set a color. So for the color of the upper band, I want this to be red, because if you are mean revert trading, that's where you're going to want to sell. So we're going to color.new and then color.red, comma 0. And then next thing we're going to do is we are going to put a title, or sorry, I'm going to do line width like before. Line width, set this equal to 1, and then title, I'm going to put upper band. Now we're going to do the same thing for the lower band. So lower band color equals color.new, and then we're going to do color.blue, since that would be where you're buying in a mean reversion trade, comma 0. And then for the line width, we're going to also put this as 1 to match. And then title, I'm going to put lower band. Okay, so now we will update to chart here. I'm going to save this. There we go. So now we have the indicator populating on the chart. We have the standard deviation. We have the SMA in the center. Now what we want to add is we're going to want to add a signal on the chart. So I'm going to show you here. This is the options that we have. So I'm going to add a triangle up and triangle down. You can also add text, and this is what it would look like. So you can put labels to buy or sell. We're just going to use the triangle. So to do this, what we're going to do is, let me fix this. What we're going to do is, instead of plot, you do plot shape. And inside of here, we are going to, we're going to first create the condition. So for the condition, let's put buy signal, and we're going to set this equal to ta.cross under. So when we cross under the lower band, and then for the input here, for when the close goes under the lower band. Same thing for the sell signal. Sell signal equals ta.cross over. So when the close crosses over the upper band. So now that we have those signals, what we're going to do is plot the shape when that happens. So to plot the shape, we're going to plot shape, and then we are going to do series equals by signal style. We are going to do set this equal to shape dot triangle up. So this will show a triangle up there. Next thing I'm going to do is location. Set this equal to location dot below bar. So it'll show below the bar. Color, I'm going to set this equal to color.new, color.blue, and then comma 0. Title this by. And then the next thing I'm going to do is plot shape. Do for the opposite series equals sell signal, and then we are going to put the style equals shape dot triangle down, location dot above bar, and then the color equals color dot new parentheses color dot red, comma 0, and then title this, we're going to put sell. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can add this to the chart. I'm going to save this, update on chart. Now you can see if we zoom in, you can see we have triangles every place that we cross below the Bollinger Band, as you can see here, as you can see here, 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 You can see us signaling there and here and here. So that is essentially how you can create a Bollinger Band study, and then also it will signal when we cross below or cross above the bands. And we can also see that the inputs here will show up when we go here to the settings. We have those inputs, so we can change the SMA length to be shorter, we can change the deviation to be wider, and we can click OK. So we can do all sorts of stuff there.